Hey y'all, this is Jeremiah, pastor at Centennial ARP. Thanks for tuning in for today's video devotional. We're taking a little bit of a bigger chunk. We've been doing some single Proverbs in chapter 17. Now we're going to flow through verses 9 through 13 today. Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends. A rebuke goes deeper into a man of understanding than 100 blows into a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, and a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a she-bear robbed of her cubs, rather than a fool in his folly. If anyone returns evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. These proverbs are like many of the other proverbs that we see. These are dealing with a specific flow of responding to the fool or those who are already on the path of wickedness, as well as those who are maybe testing the water on that path of wickedness. And as I have been reading the Proverbs more and more, doing this devotional series, I can't help but see the reality before me that many times I so desperately wish I was the wise one, but God is revealing to me my sin, and that's not a negative thing because the Lord then reveals a way out of that in Him, through Him, by Him, to get back onto that right path. And that right path, as we see, most ordinarily, though not all the time, carries with it benefits, for instance, of peace and contentment, of quietness in a good way, right? Of the peaceful quiet that we so desperately desire in the cacophony of the world around us, of the tumult and the trials and the sins and the frustrations, the corruption, that there is a way that we can maneuver in this world that is good and right, and it carries with it benefit. And here in these verses 9 through 13, it's kind of like, stick with me here, I know this is a little extreme. It's kind of like getting stark naked. Maybe you get out of the shower or something like that, and you have a full body mirror. Now, maybe some people do this who are critical of themselves. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going over every inch of my body because I feel like there are flaws. Maybe I've gained a little weight. It's when this video is recording, Thanksgiving has come and gone. Christmas is coming, and I have eaten my fair share of salty and sweet, I might say. And so, all jokes aside, I'm not, for many minutes kind of going over my whole body or something like that. It can be really weird, and maybe this is just revealing some kind of psychology of myself or something like that. I don't know, but I couldn't help but think when I thought about that's what the Proverbs are for us. And I wonder if you have the capability for just a couple minutes. That's what these video devotionals are, 5-ish minutes, sometimes 6. If we can stop and in a stark, spiritual, naked way, right? Look at ourselves for a moment and begin to consider if we are ones who cover offenses with love, or if we are one who repeat the matters and cause separation between close friends. If we are one who take a rebuke and in the wisest way possible, don't internalize it entirely, but consider, what is it that I'm weak in? And how can I grow into someone more righteous after the Lord? Or if we're ones who can receive 100 blows like a fool and not even change our ways an inkling. If we are ones who seek rebellion like an evil man, and if we're ones who receive that cruel messenger and begin a cycle of evil in our household because that's all we know, and that's what we bathe in, is the sin of ourselves. And it might not even be because we like it, but it's because it's what we do. But can you look at yourself in that way? Have you ever done that? I'm not asking if you've confessed in the Lord Jesus Christ. I pray you have. If you haven't, Please do, because that is the way that you begin to rise out of that muck and mire of the world and see afresh with new eyes and hear with new ears these realities and these truths to help us down that better path, that path of light after God in wisdom because of Jesus working in our very souls. But sometimes even for us who are confessing, we look away pretty quickly from the mirror, don't we? Consider these things today, spiritually speaking, and be blessed. It might be hard, but it is so good, and it's a great exercise for all of us to grow in the Lord. I pray you do the same. It was harder for me to do than I thought, but be encouraged, because this is something that all Christians go about. It's a growth out of that which is inappropriate into that most beautiful truth, the most appropriate thing we can find, fellowship with God.